Glenn Greenwald is an award-winning investigative journalist and columnist for Substack. Glenn, when you read that the President of the United States says Fox is the most destructive force in the United States, not China, not fentanyl, not the drug cartels, nothing like that, what goes through your mind?
Well, first of all, I believe we had just lived through 4 years of every time the prior president criticized the media, a free speech crisis was declared. The First Amendment was imperiled every time Donald Trump criticized Wolf Blitzer or said something mean about Jim Acosta. And here's Joe Biden labeling basically the only major media outlet on television that ever dissents from anything the White House says to be a grave threat to the republic. Where are all the free press crusaders now? And I think the other interesting thing, just to tie it into that last part about the Hunter Biden story, is it wasn't just all of the non-Fox media that spread this lie that this information was Russian disinformation. It was also Joe Biden and Jen Psaki and most of the people who became senior White House officials who also spread that lie. And now in the wake of the proof that they lied, he's accusing the one television outlet that actually told the truth of being a danger to the country.
Do you worry that the president says Fox is the most destructive force in this country? Do you just think, as the president, he's frustrated, he's in his 30s in the polls, his son might get indicted? Do you think he's just angry and doesn't really mean that, or you think there's something else going on?
Well, I think politically, the motive is what you said, which is that they need some kind of a scapegoat. They can never take responsibility for themselves. When they lost the 2016 election, they blamed Putin, they blamed WikiLeaks, they blamed even the New York Times, who was always on their side. They blamed everyone but themselves. They need a villain. I don't find it particularly menacing in the sense that I didn't find it menacing either when Trump criticized the media. It's traditional presidents lash out at the media, especially when things aren't going well. But I do think that there's a climate on the liberal left that does not believe in free speech and does not believe in a free press and very much would like to take Fox off the air because it is the one bastion of dissent. And he's kind of channeling that sentiment, and that sentiment can be dangerous.
When you read the Washington Post, very concerned about what may have happened in October of 2020 with the reporting on the laptop, do you give them any credit for this mea culpa with 17 months later? I don't. I don't buy this apology at all. I feel like it's just covering their you-know-what. And and in a way, they did rig the election, because if that had been reported accurately, then a lot of voters would have thought, you know what, maybe I won't vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's an attempt to rewrite history. They're basically trying to say, only now that the New York Times and the Washington Post have come out and confirmed the authenticity of the laptop do we finally know it's true. It's a total lie, Jesse. Before the election, within days of the New York Post reporting this, many people were able to prove it. I staked my career on it, as you might remember. I was ready to report on it. I quit the media outlet I founded when they wouldn't let me report on it because they told the CIA lie that it was Russian disinformation. I've worked for years on large archives with WikiLeaks, the Snowden archive, a Brazil archive, and there's easy ways to verify a large archive like that. You go to people like Tony Bobulinski who are on the email chains and compare what they have on their phone to what's in the archive, and when word for word it's the same, you know it's authentic. They all knew it was authentic before the election. They lied about it because they were worried that that reporting would hurt Joe Biden. That's the truth. And it's just now they're trying to they have no choice. The reporters confirmed it, and so what are they going to say? But I think we can use this Washington Post editorial saying it's time for a reckoning to at least shame the other outlets who refuse to even acknowledge what they did.
And it won't confirm the emails regarding holding 10 for the big guy, nothing about paying my father's bills for 30 years, nothing about the joint bank accounts. They mysteriously, Glenn, have not been able to or don't want to confirm the most incriminating parts of those, the laptop, because that really leaves a trail of evidence that goes right to the Oval Office. Does that look like the game plan to you?
I think they're pretty close to essentially admitting that the laptop itself is authentic. The New York Times basically acknowledged that the story of how it fell into the New York Post hands, namely that Hunter Biden abandoned it at a laptop repair shop, was in fact accurate. They obviously don't want now, what they're trying to do now is move the goalposts and say these emails don't show much.
Right.
But the reality is they raise serious ethical questions and did at the time about the then front runner for president, the now president, about whether he was trading on his influence for profit. And there's no question that those emails are every bit as real as all the other ones.
I agree with that. All right, Glenn Greenwald, thank you so much for joining us on Primetime.
Thanks, Jesse.
Sarah Palin is running for Congress, and she joins us for her first interview since making the big announcement. Plus, we test New Yorkers on how much they know about their government.
How many senators are in the United States Senate?
I wish I knew.
106?
Maybe 48.
64.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.